I'm here with another little video that I thought might be fun, and it is talking about books that I would like to give a second chance. I have previously given up on books and then restarted them later and read them all the way through. Almost every time I've done this, I was right the first time, and I didn't really enjoy the book. But I finished it, and now I can say why I didn't enjoy it all the way through. I have reasons for it, which is fun if you're having a conversation with your friend about it or something. And today I want to talk about 3 books that I would like to try reading again that I haven't picked up for years. The first book, and I think the book that I'm most likely to enjoy the second time around, is The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. I got almost halfway through and tabbed a few things in the first little chunk there. The big reason that I didn't continue this is the same reason that I think I might enjoy it the second time around. And that is that there's no magic in this. And I had never read a fantasy book before that didn't have magic. I didn't even know that was a thing. So I was just waiting for the story to get started, and I was like, why is it taking so long for the story to get started? Because I thought the story was going to revolve around magic. And that is not the case. And I think now that I know that, I can go into it with a different perspective, different expectations, and probably enjoy it. Because I liked the writing and I liked the characters. But there was, I think just the fact that I was still waiting for something to happen that I thought was going to happen was in the back of my brain, and it was stopping me from fully enjoying it, I feel like. And I would start it from the beginning. I wouldn't pick up where I left off. But I think if I gave this another shot, I think I might enjoy it. So let me know if you have read this book, and if you liked it, and if you didn't like it, what you didn't like about it. If you want, you don't have to. The next one is in very bad shape, so I feel like I can't donate this because I would not pick this book up if it looked like this in a used bookstore or anything. So I feel like I need to keep it, and if I'm going to keep it, I need to read it. That book is Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. I actually was really enjoying this. I really enjoyed the writing style. This is, I think, like a Rumpelstiltskin retelling, I'm pretty sure. I was really enjoying the story and the characters and the writing style, except the thing that made me put it down was that it has multiple perspectives, and they're all written in the first person, and it doesn't tell you who is narrating each perspective change. And the first couple of times that it happened, I didn't even realize that we had changed perspectives. I was just very confused. And I was like, I don't understand what's happening all of a sudden. And then when I finally realized what was happening, it just frustrated me every time because I wouldn't realize that the perspective had changed until like halfway through the page. And then I realized there was like a symbol when the perspective changed, so at least I knew when the perspective changed, but I didn't know who it was yet, and I would have to read a bunch before I found out who it was, which was very frustrating to me. So I didn't get too far. But I always think about this book, and I always think about the fact that I'm sad because that's the only thing I didn't like about it. I liked everything else about it. I just was very frustrated about not knowing who was narrating. Maybe now that I know that's a thing, I can just push past it and be like, don't be so upset, you silly person. Just read it. But yeah, this book is in terrible condition. Like, it doesn't look too bad on screen, but in person it's pretty bad. You can, like, hear it. It's very crinkly. I got caught in a thunderstorm with this and several other books, and they all ripped out the bottom of my bag and fell into the puddly road twice. So that was an experience. There's also memories tied to this book. Another reason why I want to keep it. And for that reason, would like to read it and hopefully enjoy it. The other book is a book my friend lent to me. She lent this to me many years ago. It's still in my possession because I am this far. Can you see where the bookmark is? And it's The Underneath by Kathy Appelt, which is about cats and a dog, I believe. My friend sold this to me as a very charming, heartwarming children's story that I would probably really enjoy. It's told in this like lovely little storybook style that I normally enjoy. She failed to tell me that a cat is murdered in it and it's awful. And I had to stop reading immediately after that part because I was distraught. And I have not been able to pick it up since. But maybe if I do now, but don't start it from the beginning, then it'll be okay. Because the cat's already dead now. I don't have to read about it again. I don't think I super need to read the beginning again. I'm sure it would be better, but I don't want to read about a cat dying again. It was horrible. Like, this is something you need to tell a person before you give them a book to read. So this was my last one. And if I don't end up reading it, it's not a book that I have to worry about, like, having on my shelf that I haven't read. I'll just give it back to my friend and say, I'm really sorry. I just could not get past the cat murder, which I've already told her about. She was like, oh, I forgot that happened. I was like, how can you forget that happened? Anyway, that's the last book. Let me know if there are any books that you have given second chances to and how that went. I'm not going to name the books that I gave second chances to and still didn't end up enjoying. I'll tell you about a book that I gave a second chance to that I ended up loving. Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor. I loved the first one, Strange the Dreamer, so much. And when I picked this up, I was immediately not interested. I was like, what is this? Why is this not as good as the first one? What is happening? Turns out I just wasn't in the mood for it because I picked it up again a few months later and immediately was in love with it. So sometimes whenever you're not feeling a book, it's just because of your mood. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's because you don't like the book. But this was one that I'm really glad I just put back on my shelf. It kept in the back of my mind that it was a book I wanted to try again because I loved the first one so much. I was surprised that I didn't really like this one, but it was just the mood I was in. I wasn't in the mood for this kind of wonderful, amazing masterpiece of storytelling. But even if you think a book is a masterpiece and has wonderful, amazing writing, sometimes you're not in the mood for that kind of writing or that kind of storytelling. And that's something you have to admit to yourself sometimes. You actually don't have to if you don't want to. It's fine. That's all I have for you today. I hope you have a good day. Bye.